look, you've gotten worse, bro. So now what I want everyone to understand, this is what I want everyone to understand. There's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Arteta, and he's here to dominate the league for the next few years. There's a new sheriff in town, and it's Big Teta. Big Teta, the Arsenal, we're back. We are back. The Invincibles, they're nothing. They're nothing compared to what the next 5 years is going to be. Big Teta and the Arsenal have rolled into town, bro, on the chariot made of gold, bro, whipping up horses. We're going at 100 miles per hour. The Pep reign of terror is over. There is a new sheriff in town, and it is us. You're all pissed. I'm telling you now, you man are all pissed. All my ops are in hell. Aston Villa in hell.
No, I'm laughing, bro. Did you just say?
Hell. All my ops.
Did you just say Arteta will?
He's chatting to him. He's just chatting to him on the bench.
I wonder if I'll get away with it.
No. You man aren't deep in it. He was going to bring on Salah, yeah?
Look how much space is on the right-hand side, you man. What is this?
Oh, my.
They're trying to get him sacked.
I'm done, bruv. I've got kids, bruv. It's a Friday. Why am I doing this? I'm done. Bye, man. Listen.
By the way, just let you know.
Brother, oh my goodness. No, man. He's looking right across the line. Dimwit, bro. Oh my God. Right there.
Cal's crashing up.
Bobby got someone right. Oh my.
He's scored his 28th goal for City this season.
See? BBC love me, man. They love me. They call me. Mwah! They know I'm making it, man. I'm going to win the league. Mwah! Guys, mwah! See you at the terrace, guys. Oh, hey! Let me do a little dance. I'll see you on Allah. Hey! A little dance, bro. You see this? I used to play like this. When Santos used to win the league. Hey! They give me a call, man.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to talk about Liverpool football. So you both are texting as I'm starting a stream?
Sorry, you have like a 2.5 minute intro. I don't care to watch the same intro I watch every week.
Wow.
The only good bit is dimwit.
Shall I make it 17 seconds instead?
Oh, I'd rather you did.
Have you ever seen the film? Have you seen the film about the Air Jordans with
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Was that Cal?
Cal, you're right, bro.
Cal, you're good. Has Cal just collapsed? Did the chair just give up on Cal?
What the hell?
Cal, you all right, mate?
All right.
This is a shorter intro. Happy now?
Do you know what's great about that video? You find something new every time you watch it. Every time you watch it, something new sticks out to you.
I'll be honest with you. The thing that stuck out to me from the start is Ram literally laughing. You see how Jamie and Matt are worried? Ram is laughing. You can never trust Ram, you know. The shows
Ram,
you can never
Ram only stops laughing because Jamie and Matt both are like, whoa. Okay, they're a bit serious about it, so he has to stop himself. If one of the other two had started laughing, Ram's going full. Ram's fully hysterical laughing.
Yeah. No, I hear you. To be fair, I hear you. What's this picture I found of you online, though?
Oh, what the?
Anyway, look, let's actually talk about the football. And today is a massive day for the channel. Drifty himself is on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. You get me? Drifty is here. By the way, Tom will tell you this now, yeah? Live on air. Tom, did we lie when we said Drifty is the reason why the collaboration happened to begin with?
No, that's a God's honest.
Tell them the story, Tom. How about you tell them from your perspective what happened with Drift? Say the story.
I hadn't been trying it for as long. We've been doing the collab with Cal since October, since the Chelsea game last season. And it got to around January. And after every show, we go, when are we going on Coppish? When are we going on Coppish? And Cal would say the same thing. I got to get you man on Coppish soon. And it took 2 months of him saying that and then not doing it. And we actually went, look, what's it going to take? He went, all right, let me have a look. and he offered us 5-minute slots on the Coppish Calling show, and we both sort of went, "That's what we're worth. We got to sit with Uncle Albert and them lot, with all due respect." And then Cal went, "Oh no, you don't understand it. We got this schedule." And then I can't remember the show it was, but you were finally on a show with us, Drift, and we asked you, we asked you yourself, and you just went, "Yeah, why haven't we done it yet?" And then the next week, he was fucking organised.
And he just got us on the Friday, literally. Like, he didn't do anything. You know, this exactly what would happen. We would end the stream with Cal, and his immediate statement as soon as the stream ends, "I've got to get you guys on Coppish. I've got to get you guys on." Literally every single time, like, "I've got to get you guys, bro. Like, who told you we're not down to come on Coppish? We want to come on Coppish. Like, what are you gonna do?" He's like, "Okay, let me check the schedule. Friday, 40 days later, it's free. You know, who have a free slot." And Drift's like, "What are you doing? We're gonna sort something out, Cal."
That was the other one as well, wasn't it? He was sitting there going, "Well, like, we've got a spot in 2 months," and we're sitting there going,
He literally gave us a spot 40 days before, bro.
Is that really what happened?
Yes, actually fully saved us, by the way. You saved the whole thing, bro. Like, you saved the sinking ship, bro. Because if it was up to Cal, the whole thing would have sunk. It would have never happened, literally. So.
Yeah, big up, man. Yeah, I genuinely can't remember, but big up, man.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I don't know to interrupt. I just had a look at the thumbnail. Why the fuck am I in a Colombian kit?
Oh, what's the Sam done? What's the thumbnail looking like? What's that?
He's got a big fan of Diaz, isn't it?
Oh,
what?
The Colombians still don't like me. You still don't like me.
You know how bad it's got.
What have you done, Tom?
I just never liked Diaz.
My guy, the bald guy, Omar. Big up to you, Omar. You know, he referred to me as objective on Luis Diaz compared to Tom. That's how bad Tom was. Big up to Archie, who sends in an empty super chat. Big up to you, Archie. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. We've got 500 people. 500 people in the building. We haven't even started speaking about the football yet. We're going to start now. So please close the live chat, hit the like button. I don't want to keep interrupting the show to tell you to like and subscribe. And anyone who follows me on Instagram is going to get a shout out today. It's pinned. It's in the pinned comment. Every single one of you, please go and follow me right now. We're going to talk about this Diomande thing. I know it's triggered everyone as well. You see Diomande backtracking. His father is now a PSG fan. Like and subscribe. Keep his dad supports everyone. You know, his dad is stubborn. He supports PSG. I can play you the clip right now where he says my dad supports Liverpool and his dream is to play for Liverpool. All of a sudden, his dad supports PSG. So, you know, make of that.
Do you know what? To his credit, he could have a biological dad, obviously, and then he could have a stepdad. And there's a possibility that maybe one dad does support PSG and one dad does support Liverpool. You never know.
To be fair, Tom can relate to that. Anyway, let's.
No, I can't.
I'm your dad, isn't it? Just relax, Tom. Don't make it awkward. I've made this joke 100 times. Why you made it awkward now? Anyway,
I thought you lot were siblings.
I mean,
that'd be fucking worse.
That's better for me because it means I look younger. So. What topic shall we start with? What? Konate, Iraola, Diomande.
I mean, I don't know why we'd be talking about someone who's not a Liverpool player.
Okay, Tom clearly has something to say. Konate off to Madrid. Tom, tell me your thoughts.
No, I've got nothing to say. I don't speak about people that aren't Liverpool players. I'm in a new stage. I had a lot of resentment last season because of the football we were playing. I'm now trying to be, look at it in a positive light. So I'm not going to spend my time or my energy or my breath talking about people who aren't going to be part of Liverpool next season.
Is this show purely about the vibes, or can I bring the tone down and talk about something serious for a second? It'll be Ibu related.
Okay, go on. Tell me.
I don't know if you guys have seen it was interviewed. I'm not sure who the interview was by or whatever, but there's a lot of quotes on the internet that have come up in the last couple of hours. And I'll be honest with you, Ibu mentally went through a lot in the season. And I know, obviously the season's over now, so it's not excuses and all that stuff. But if you read some of the stuff he was talking about with his dad being really ill, and obviously he not being able to go back and visit him regularly and trying to like deal with it. I remember his dad fell ill just after we lost Jota, and he was one of Jota's best friends. So like, and then obviously his dad passed away, and it was quicker than they told the family that it would happen. So if you like, all the quotes are on, you can go and see them. And I must admit, I know everyone likes to do this exclusive, but put all that to one side. That is a tremendously difficult, emotional thing to deal with. And it kind of makes a lot of sense why maybe his season was so up and down with regards to like his performances and that kind of stuff. That's a lot to go through. If you live in a different country from your dad and your dad's dying and you wish you could see him, but you can't because of an obligation you have to work, that's got to be tough. That's got to be very tough. So I've just got a little bit more grace and understanding of maybe now why his season was so terrible and why he was so all over the place. Losing one of your best friends and then your dad falling ill and dying a few months later, that's hard to take. I got to be honest, that is hard to take. So I've got a lot less anger towards the poorness of his performances after reading all of that. So yeah, I don't mean to bring the mood down, but yeah, that was just something I thought about.
At the end of the day, he's made his decision. I know the old carry-on that's been going on the past couple of days of is he, and mainly towards me because I had the strong opinions on it. Is he like Trent? Is he a rat like Trent? It's nowhere near the same situation. Konate didn't grow up in Liverpool. Konate never said he wanted to be Liverpool captain. Konate wasn't saying all these things and backtracking on words like that for his boyhood club. If we were his boyhood club, then it's a little bit different. But Fribourg Konate, we were a big club, a massive club, but that's what we are. We are a club to him. And regardless of how you look at the contract situation, you know, whether we've left it at the table because we didn't think he was worth what he was asking for, or whether Madrid have gotten his ear in the 11th hour and swayed him back. Ultimately, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't want to be spending much of my time now focusing on a player who's not going to be here next year. We've got a lot to look forward to next season as Liverpool fans. I don't want to be spending some of that time thinking about what we had and this, that, and the other. I want to be talking, if it's a French centre-back, we should be talking about, it should be Jacquet and the role we think he's going to be playing next season. And if we think he's going to, how we think he's going to settle in after such a big move. And do we think, because, you know, we've seen a lot of links with other positions so far this summer, you know, right back, obviously on the wing, in midfield. I haven't really seen any centre-back yet. So that makes me think that Jacquet's coming in to be a starter from the get-go. And I wonder how he's going to settle in. Because I'd be lying.
But I don't have any ill feelings towards Konate because he wanted to stay, though. And we refused to give him the bonuses. And at the end of the day, you have to think about this intelligently. Like, whatever wage you are going to give him, it's going to cost you like 300 times that to go get a new center back now. And this is the thing, it was never about whether you rated Konate or not. The guy wanted to stay at Liverpool. He literally wanted to stay at Liverpool Football Club. He wanted to stay, he wanted to remain, and he just didn't get the money that any top center back could get. And by the way, watch out for this Huijsen stuff. You know, it might be a possibility. I doubt it, to be honest, because Huijsen's just joined Real Madrid, but it's not impossible for us to try to lure him to Liverpool. But in terms of like Konate, I don't feel bad for him at all. I mean, sorry, I don't feel bad. Like
Huijsen won't happen, by the way.
It might. It's a small possibility, very small. But anyway, the thing is, like Konate, I don't feel.
Because he was Mourinho's guy at Roma.
Let me just say what I want to say on Konate because I just misworded something. I said I don't feel bad for Konate. That's not what I meant. I meant I don't feel like bad energy towards Konate because the guy who said I want to stay, and he basically publicly said it on a video. Like on a video, he said I want to stay at Liverpool Football Club, blah 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 blah. And you know, at the end of the day, he didn't get what he wished for in terms of wages, and that's the money that you'd expect to give any top center back, and we just didn't give it to him, you know. And in terms of what Drifty said on the human side of things, I agree with him completely. And I defended Konate many times this season. And to be fair, I don't even think Konate played as badly as people make out. Like, you know, the guy has had to play like right back, right center back, DM almost at times. Like there were games where he was like literally better than Van Dijk on the football pitch. So we're not going to sit here and act like Konate was like this horrible player this season. He wasn't. He wasn't that bad at all. He's a very good center back, and he is one of the best center backs on the planet. And unfortunately, you know, due to the circumstances that's happened this season with with who managed us, you know, obviously just like the rest of the team, he didn't look as good as he should, and we're in this position. But I like Konate personally, and I would have given him the money. And in terms of now the Jacquet stuff, Tom, I think we're applying massive pressure on a center back that's not ready. I think we need to sign a center back.
I don't think you're gonna get. They paid 60 million quid for Jacquet. They clearly he's been starting first team football now for what 12, 18 months. That you don't spend 60 million quid on someone to not have them featuring. It's what, and also I don't think Dean Huijsen happens for the simple reason of Huijsen played under Mourinho at Roma, and Mourinho fucking loved him. He thought he was the dog's bollocks at Roma, and he wanted to get him permanently, but Roma didn't sanction the move. So if he now gets the chance to reunite with Huijsen at Madrid, I don't see him letting go of that. I'd be lying if I've watched much of Jacquet, obviously, but there's clearly a lot of faith being put into him by the club. And whenever you listen to people who have watched a lot of him, they rave about him. They rave about his on the ball quality. They rave about his reading the game. And that, to me, the thing that I like most is the things they rave about on Jacquet about are things that young defenders shouldn't be good at. Young defenders shouldn't be great at reading the game yet. They should need more experience for that. Young defenders shouldn't have the composure that he's got. They should be a little bit more rational, a little bit more reckless. So the fact he's already got all these attributes in the right areas, that makes me think that there's a reason they spent that much money, and what he needs now is to just get football in his legs at the next step. You know, he was starting week in, week out for a French league team. It's now time to start pretty much week in, week out for the Premier League team and a Champions League team. And he's got, you know, we've got Leone in the background as well, who I'm sure will be rotating with him. Would I ideally like to get another centre back in? Sure. But I don't see them justifying a £60 million plus centre back again. If you're going to get, I've said for like 3 streams now, if you're going to get another centre back, it'll be Koularakis from Wolfsburg. That's who they'll get as the other centre back, because you can get him for about 20 million quid, because Wolfsburg just got relegated. I'm not expecting to see a guy like a Schlotterbeck or a Bastoni or a Van Hecker come in now. I'm expecting the mainly on the wings, hopefully, but on the wing and in the midfield. That's what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting to see big money going on the centre back now.
I hear where you're coming from with that, Tom. I hear where you're coming from. I do think it would be a little bit strange if we went and bought a left-sided centre-back while Virgil's still here, who's like a player who should start as well. It would be really weird at this stage of his career to ask Virgil to go over and become a right-side centre-back. So I do think someone like Schlotterbeck would be a bit of a weird move now. Maybe we wait for that 12 months and then we do that, or I don't know. But I'll be honest.
Everything lines up too perfectly, and people again won't like this. And I'm just saying it because everything lines up too perfectly in my head. Everything lines up with Van Dijk leaving and Konate coming in, because there's buybacks like Hart comes down next summer.
Facts.
Yeah. And we're going to need to get homegrown players coming back in, because we're letting some of them go.
Kwanzaa, Leone, Jacquet is our 3 centre backs with Gomez leaving.
We're never ever going to be able to replace Virgil, so we've got 12 months to get used to the idea of something that can't really be done. I think there's 2 positions in our team, and even though Mo probably is the one who's the standout guy because of who he was and how great he was, I do think when it comes to attacking players, you can subsidize or you can find replacements some other way. And we probably will struggle at first to replace Mo, but replacing Virgil and Alisson in terms of the quality levels that they reached, because their positions have so little talent, is nigh on impossible. And I really don't know how we're going to cope with that. Does that make sense? Like, like, you see how we can't get over Klopp in terms of like just what he meant to us and what he brought and how much we were spoiled and how good he was and stuff like that. We're going to feel like that from a centre-back and a goalkeeper point of view. It might be why people already don't like Mohamed Ashrili, because he's clearly not on the level of Alisson. He's not even a bad goalkeeper, but he's just not on the level of Alisson. And we're used to having a goalie we can actually let people have one-on-ones with, and he'll still come out on top. That is how actual good Ali was. And with Virgil, I mean, Virgil's so good. Somebody runs past him and then they make memes about it because he's that good of a defender that people aren't used to it. So I really don't know how we're going to cope with that, to be honest with you. But buying somebody now this summer, I don't know. It's a weird one.
I just don't see it happening this summer. They've got too many other positions that are a higher priority. They will justify replacing Van Dijk when he goes rather than trying to replace him a year in advance. They need to get a right back. They need to get at least one, probably two midfielders. They need to get at least two, potentially three wingers. All that comes before a centre-back.
Does anybody actually believe? Does anybody actually believe, with all seriousness, that Liverpool will sign 7 players minimum, which is actually what we need? Minimum.
How many did we sign last season?
Last season, I think we signed, was it 6 players, I think?
Frimpong, Kerkez, Mamardashvili, Leone.
Well, Mamardashvili was the season before, so I guess it...
Yeah, but you'd agree you signed him to bring him in that season.
No, but you know what I mean, like in terms of actual summer negotiation.
Yeah, but in theory, Naby Keita was a signing we made with Mo Salah. He wasn't, but he was because we negotiated. But no one ever thinks of him like that. He goes in the 18-19 window. So Mamardashvili for me goes into this window that's just gone. It was when he joined. So it's Kerkez, Frimpong, Leone, Mamardashvili, Ekitike, Vert, Isak. And I don't think I'm missing anyone, am I?
No.
So you got 7 last season. Now, provided that you're not breaking your transfer record twice, which typically limits you, you've probably got the room to get 7 again, because you're not having to go out and get 3 £80 million plus players this time. They could just do last summer again, and go get 3 £80 million players, and then fill out the rest of it with cheaper players.
Tom, remember, Jacquet's already counting, using the logic you're using. He's already counting as 1.
Yeah,
so that means we've already signed 1.
So we got one of the 7, if you want.
Yeah. Well, we need 7 without it being him, because we've been counting him so far. So we need 7 without counting him.
What are the 7 you think we need?
If I'm being like ultra to make sure we're absolutely cool, 3 wingers, 2 midfielders. A right back, a left back, and I would even buy a striker or get a loan of a striker because Ekitike's gone for the whole season. So that's
if you're getting, I'll be honest, if you're getting 3 wingers, you're not getting the striker. You're getting 3 wingers.
Would you man go and get Vlahovic on a free?
Oh, fucking hell! Why is he on a free? If he's on a free, that says it all for me.
Months, I would if I could get rid of him in a year. I would. But if you're getting him as a free agent, he's going to sign like a 4-year deal. So he'd be a Liverpool player permanently. So it would make it all good.
I'll be honest with you. I don't mind the idea. I just think we're definitely not going to get a left back this summer. They're going to use Tsimikas as the backup this summer.
I know, but that's the dangerous game we're playing.
I'm not. I don't think
play games and then
For me, I feel like our left back situation isn't just Tsimikas, it's Gomez, Tsimikas, and Kerkez. I think that Gomez left
and ultimately, left back's probably the area where I think we've got a youngster ready to step in emergencies with Luke Chambers. I just don't see them getting a left back this summer because they've got so many things they need to get done.
Sam's on mute, but I think
he's on the phone.
I was on the phone.
Because I think right back you can't do this on. Conor Bradley's out till God knows when. It come out when fucking Slot got the sack that Conor Bradley's knee's fucked, and they don't know when he'll be back. Frimpong, he plays. He messes with his headband more than he tackles opponents, so we need an upgrade there. Midfield wise, I still don't know what they're going to do in midfield though. I still don't know what the plan is in midfield because I pretty much understood what the plan was with Slot in midfield. I don't know what that is now because of Iraola. I don't know if they're going to try and keep with the same thing and like a slight adjustment where Wharton was the main target under Slot. Wharton could be the main target again here. But then I think if Wharton's your main target there you can't play Wirtz in the 10. I don't think Wirtz in the 10 and Wharton in the middle necessarily works that well. So I think if you're going to get Wharton as one of your midfielders, you're not getting 3 wingers. You're getting 2 wingers, and you're playing Wirtz on the left and Szoboszlai in the 10 with Wharton and a Kamara or Sangare or whoever next to Wharton. If you're moving away from Wharton, if you're pivoting away from Wharton, then maybe there's a world where you can make it work, where Szoboszlai partners the guy in the middle, and Wirtz goes in the 10, and then you get your 3 wingers. We've also got to be careful to keep pathways open as well, though. You know, we did get some good news today that Josh Abers signed on to do his scholarship and he'll get a professional deal. He is Real Madrid, Man City offer him 50 grand a week. We're talking about a lad here who is all the potential in the world. Sky's the limit. You don't want to block his pathway off now by getting an unnecessary winger. I'll be honest.
Isn't he like a centre mid? Is he like a wing fielder?
He's played on the right for most of the season. I wouldn't say he's a winger.
Inside right. From the clips I always saw, he was always on the inside right. Kind of. He wasn't really too much on the touchline.
Who are we talking about?
Josh Abe.
The kid that signed on with us.
Are we really going to sit up here and dissect a kid's career now?
No. I'm just saying.
No, but I'm just saying you might not see 3 wingers coming in, because the reason he's chosen to stay is because he can see the pathway to the first team. If you sign 3 wingers,
but like, I'm not gonna rely on Josh Abe. What are we doing here?
No, but no one's saying, Hassam, this season you're relying on Josh Abe. No one's saying that. But I'm saying I don't expect I just don't see them getting 3 wingers. I think that you've got Rio there. Gakpo can play on the wing, and I don't see Gakpo moving this season.
Gakpo's not going to move. Mons already explained that he has the biggest job security at Liverpool right now by far.
It's mad.
He's completely safe. You know, there's news about transfer requests. He ain't going nowhere. He's literally the only senior winger remaining at the club. Kiesa's gone. Salah is gone.
Yeah, and even last season, he was the only winger we had in his 20s that was playing.
Exactly, bro.
While getting a pay rise after winning the league and having at least 3 to 4 years left.
Can I also give you a scenario that is quite daunting as well? Let's say we bought 7 players, right? And Jacquet would make 8. And we were like, okay, cool. So we've actually filled a lot of the positions that we felt like we needed to. Cool. So initially it'd be like, great, let's roll. But if you deep the fact that within 12 months, that would have meant that there are 15 new members of the squad and a new manager. Is that not actually the most craziest scenario to try and expect us to be good or achieve something? To have 15 new members of playing staff plus a whole new coaching staff and a new manager.
Yep.
That is crazy.
It's bizarre. But we put ourselves in this position. I don't think the transition needed to be this quick over 12 months. I don't think it needed to be this extreme. Do you know what I'm saying?
Neither do I once. I said it at the time, we're breaking up a title-winning team too quickly. I said it. Like I didn't really understand it.
Because realistically, teams just needed to, anyone who was a top team just needed to remain a top team to be within at least a 1 in 2 chance of winning the league. That's generally what it was. Arsenal won the league the same way we won the league. There wasn't much of a difference. So that just meant that Liverpool needed to at least break even in quality for the next year. And we give ourselves at least a 50% chance of retaining the title.
Yeah. I don't know if people agree with me or not on this, but I actually believe if we didn't make not one signing, apart from to just replace Jota, I think we actually would have won the league again. If that exact team had just gone again and all we replaced was Jota.
I disagree.
I think he was seeing that team flounder at the end.
Because the manager would have changed the tactics in it. Like the slot would have had to keep.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that is true. Yeah,
you would have had to keep the tactics.
I think he was seeing that team start to struggle with slot tactics at the end of the season. That's why I know that we were on the beach for the final 4 games, but every game beyond Newcastle outside of Tottenham was a fucking ball ache of a game, and we didn't really play well. I think the amount of overhaul and turnover is mad. I think it's a result of backing the wrong horse, though. When they hired Arnie Slot, and they went wrong to back this horse because he won the league, but when they hired Arnie Slot, he was marketed as a guy who's very similar. He does things differently with the ball to Klopp, but he's quite similar to Klopp. and that they have the same ideas around football. And then he won the league, and he tries to do a full.
By the way,
revamp of
had
the
Slot
setup.
just stuck to his principles, we wouldn't be here.
But this is the thing, he tries to do a full revamp.
I
of
don't
his,
believe
of his setup
people would
and
have a
principles.
Slot-out conversation to begin with if he just stuck to his principles and the shit that worked last season.
But that's the
I
point.
think
He's done a
PSG
full
literally
revamp
ruined
and it
his
was
mind.
unnecessary. No, but this is the thing, he's done a full revamp and it was unnecessary.
Yeah, fact.
And it set us back a bit. And now we're bringing in a new manager who is, for all intents and purposes, as close to Klopp as you can get in the Premier League. And you've now got to readjust the squad that he'd adjusted back to what it was 2 years ago.
While players are a year older and probably
Two years older.
2 years older, yeah. And the worst thing is that when you actually look at it, is that players have regressed and it's harder to get out of a habit and compared to how easy it is to get into a habit. We smashed Real Madrid to playing the Klopp style, and he said he hated the way we won. I don't know if you guys remember that. Manager said he preferred to have not won that way.
Okay,
that was when
Yeah, Villa and Madrid, wasn't
what
it?
he said?
Yeah.
Did he really say that?
Yeah. So
you know what? I actually think it will be one of the greatest mysteries in the history of Earth. Why Slot felt he needed to do what he did and ruined everything that he'd already created. I for the life of me, he can write an autobiography, and I still don't think he'll be able to explain it because I just won't understand it. Why would you want to change what made you win, even if it isn't the way you like doing things? You were a winner, you were winning, and for some reason, you really felt like you... And to what Tom just said, the change was completely opposite to what Klopp was like, and we were told you were similar. And when you first came in, we thought, oh, this is true. You've just slowed it down a little bit, you've tweaked Grav, and boom, it's working. And all of a sudden, you felt that you wanted to go so far the other way. Was it literally pride? Was it literally, oh, well, you know what? I don't want to win like that because it's going to keep giving Klopp credit, or it's going to kick. Like, is that what it was? Like, what? That guy.
remember he changed it, but remember he also changed the backroom staff after winning the league as well. You remember that as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was forced on him because Heitinger left, but yeah, that's true.
He changed the whole staff though. He didn't just. It wasn't just Heitinger as well. Remember, he changed the whole staff. So
it's so baffling. It's so.
I don't know if I don't really know if it was ego. I feel like it's a Ten Hag thing. As much as I hate to say it, he's a Super Saiyan Ten Hag in the sense that Ten Hag done so well with Man United in that first season. He turned Rashford into a absolute machine. Casemiro came in and was one of the best DMs in the league automatically. Do you know what I'm saying? He calmed Bruno down and turned Bruno into, like, he simplified Bruno's game, which felt like an impossible job at that time, if you guys remember. And they were in third place. Yes, they weren't in the title race, but that Man United team turned right around. So, and then the second he got that window, what did he do? He just decided to just run his own style, his own way, and the rest was history.
No, but Munch, you see what's mad about Ten Hag, bro, is I think he's almost a bit of the opposite, even though the outcome was the same. Because when we watched his Ajax team, it was actual total football. It blew Europe away. It wasn't even just
yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And then when he went Man United, he didn't try to play like that at all. Like he didn't even remotely try to play like that.
He did in the second season.
He came out and said, I didn't come to Man United to play the football. I played at Ajax.
Oh,
he came out.
He said that.
Oh yeah, I remember when he said that, and people had to carry on because we hired you to play because of what you were doing.
Wasn't that why he was hired to play the way he played at Ajax?
But the thing is, what you saw at the start of the was he would try and implement his football from Ajax, and then the players were that bad at doing it that he had to revert to counter-attack. So, if you remember how Ten Hag started at United, he lost his first two games by, I think it was an aggregate score of 6-0. 4-0 to Brentford and 2-0 to Brighton. Might be 2-1 to Brighton.
Yeah, that when Ronaldo stormed off and that.
And then he beat us 2-1 at Old Trafford when we played Henderson, Elliott, and Milner in the midfield.
Sancho. Yeah, we had the Super Saiyan Milnerson. Sancho bagged. Yeah.
And that because he was playing on the counter-attack, and then he just sort of kept on that strategy for the whole season. And in the second season, he made more signings and tried again to go back to the football he was playing at Ajax, which is where the infamous... Remember when you used to play United in 23-24 and there was just a chasm in the midfield? It was just a donut. There was so much space in there that you could exploit because he was trying to play the football he was playing. Ajax couldn't do it with that United squad. He reverted back to type right at the end of the season. I think they won each of the last 3 league games and then won the FA Cup doing it. And he saved his job for another couple of months. And he tried again at the start of 24-25. Didn't work. And he got the boot. I think Slot, come in, play a setup that works with the team he's got the title done, goes to the second season, makes his signings, tries to bring in his system, doesn't work, but he doesn't ever turn it round in the season. He doesn't readapt back to what worked to save it mid-season. He just rolled it out. And because of what happened with Ten Hag, I think that's where the owners sat there and went, we can't run that risk of it happening to us. We can't throw away another season here.
And plus,
and you know what's the funniest part about this whole thing? The game that rattled him, we actually took PSG to penalties. Literally, a penalty shootout could have changed. Because here's the thing, you can say whatever you want. At the time, we would have 100% beaten Aston Villa. We'd have 100% beaten Arsenal in the semi with Mikel Merino playing up top. And we would have easily beaten Inter Milan in the final as well. We could have changed the entire course of history had we won a penalty shootout, because I don't think anyone else would have stopped us in that whole Champions League. We were literally slapping teams up. And my thing is, like, as soon as you start doing asking players to do shit that they're not,
shouldn't even have gone to penalties the way the amount of chances we missed.
Exactly. Donnarumma made like 2-3 very good saves. I know they dominated us in the first game, but second game, like, we were good. And the thing is, like,
post as well.
That one that hit the post, that was tough, man. That was tough.
And the thing is, for me, is as soon as you start doing, like, asking people to do shit that they're not comfortable with on the football pitch, that's when you're fully finished. Like, the whole situation with Gravenberch, McAllister, their positions on the football pitch reverse of where they should be. Gravenberch is not good enough to do the stuff that you would ask a PSG midfielder to do on the ball. McAllister is not athletic enough to do these things. Kirk is underlapping. Like, bro, it's the wrong players to do these things. For me, Kirk is underlapping. Like, I just go back to the summer and it makes no sense. Should have just allowed Kirkas to go to Real Madrid or Man City and then signed Ait Nouri and asked him to underlap. If you wanted an underlapping left back, he was available in the summer. So it's just, I feel like, just asking everyone to do everything that they're not comfortable with is the reason why we're in this position. Is the reason why we're in this position to begin with. So I think had he just stuck to the stuff that worked. By the way, for the people that don't remember, that LFC Avengers video that we did on Matt's channel, where they got the whole Liverpool fan base together to talk about Slot. On that video, I actually said, like, the reason why I was slotting on that stream is because I said I think he's just gonna turn it around. Like, I believe that the guy has the capabilities to just like fix the mess up that he messed up. He has the ability to do that. And at the end of the day, like, it gets to the stage where you have to ask yourself the hard-hitting questions, like, is he not watching everything that we're watching on the football pitch? And I go back to even like our last 4 or 5 games this season. Forget last season. We scored against Aston Villa from 2 set pieces. We beat Crystal Palace 3-1 because McAllister's deflected shot ended up landing at Isak's left foot and he volleyed it in. I watched David Lynch today on Kopish. Big up to Kopish boys for the stream. I watched it, right? And he was talking about not a single Liverpool goal that we've scored like recently is even like style of play, where it's like the right back passes to the right winger and then the right central midfield, runs in behind and, we make a triangle or anything. It was all either individual brilliance or an opposition mistake or a set piece. We didn't do anything that's sustainable over and over and over again. And for me, the whole Salah post, in terms of, what he posted before he left the club and the whole team liking it, I think people undermine the effect that had, because the players publicly, indirectly, basically said, we don't want to play this shit anymore. That this is the truth. And for me, I think that affected the outcome of the football club. Salah's last assist at Liverpool Football Club. I want to talk about Liverpool's future though, because things are looking up. Because I want to talk about Iraola and all these topics. Think we can only get 5. We know our owners are penny pinchers. How it pans out is winger, hybrid winger, 2 midfielders, and a right back. Oh, I think it's more likely to. I don't see us signing 2 midfielders. I'll be honest with you. Probably 1 and maybe 3 forwards, if anything. But not all.
Well, do you know what? I know you lot are going to think I'm crazy for saying this based on the season that McAllister and Gravenberch just had. But if that one midfielder we buy is a very destructive midfielder, I don't think it would be the worst idea to give Iraola a chance to actually get Gravenberch, McAllister, and Jones back playing proper football again.
That's not crazy. I agree with that.
Plus, remember, we're going to actually play Wirtz in a 10. Szoboszlai also plays in that midfield. So as long as we get a destroyer, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world to try and go again with the other 4 to play with the destroyer and just figure out who's the better one to play with him. But again, I think in an idealistic world, everybody wants 1 or 2 of those midfielders to go, don't they? And then they want to replace them. So it will be interesting. It will be interesting. If it's a fresh start, if a lot of the players are playing crap because Slot was giving crazy tactics or whatever it was, then I do think we have to keep the same energy for everyone and not be so biased based on the hate we have for what we just watched. McAllister is a very good midfielder. I don't care if he had a crap season. I don't even care if I have to argue with other content creators on streams. McAllister is a very good midfielder who just had a terrible season. I'm not giving up on the idea of him still being able to contribute to Liverpool. Gravenberch is a very good midfielder. I'm not giving up on him being able to contribute. So we'll see.
For me, McAllister's done. I think it's not a technician thing. I don't think his technical ability will ever be a problem for McAllister. I feel like his ability, his mobility has become is hit a point where I don't think he can contribute in a system that requires him to do at least half the amount of running anymore. It's the legs for me.
But would he be running once? If he's in a much more...
On the Iraola? Oh, yes, he will. On the Iraola? Yeah.
No, but he won't be doing the type of running that he's had to do with Slot, where it's like panic running and trying to fill a space that's left by poor tactics. And those are the things that make him look bad, right? Because it's not like he can't run in terms of like just pressing, closing down and all that kind of stuff. All the things we're annoyed about him with.
It is, man. I watch like with McAllister for me.
Can I ask you a question? Outside just purely running, what can Alex Scott do on the pitch that McAllister can't? Objectively.
I don't want Alex Scott.
But I'm not saying if you want him or not. That's the guy that our manager had. What can he do that McAllister can't?
But McAllister can't do anything he needs to do because he can't even get on the ball.
I think
McAllister can't do anything.
But that's playing for Slot, bro. He can't. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a different.
Yeah, that's my.
No, but even though, but his legs are actually gone. Like yes, Slot made everyone worse, but McAllister, like he was already slow to begin with. McAllister was already on the brink of if he gets any slower, it's a problem. McAllister plays like he's carrying an injury. Genuinely, he plays like he's carrying an injury.
Saturday, I'll see King Mo, Ali, Marmoush, and the V thing. Who's the V thing?
I'm not sure who the V thing is.
My thing is that McAllister drops below Jones in the pecking order. I believe he's the lowest midfielder in my pecking order for me, and he has to earn his way back by showing that this is a system. As I said, it's a new manager, so everyone gets a fresh start. Even Frimpong, they all get a fresh start. You know, Frimpong seems to be the meme of the century right now, and I'm part of the meme culture of what he did with Frimpong. I'm not going to alleviate myself of that, but speaking seriously about the situation with Frimpong, for example, for me, Frimpong has had good games for Liverpool, but every time he had 2-3 good games, he'd get injured. And people just forget that because he had such a poor end to the season. You know, with Frimpong, if you just tell him to go back to overlapping and firing low crosses along the box, I don't think we'll see such a poor right back that we saw towards the end of the season.
It's just his end product, bro. That's the problem with him. It's just his end product.
His whole approach play was horrific towards the end of the season, and I don't think it was that bad. There was a time in the season before his injury where he looked fiery, he looked good, and there was a place for him in the team. With McAllister, I find it very hard to see him have a future at Liverpool bar after a year.
And speaking of the future, that's what I want to talk about next.
I'd sell him now if I can get the most money out of him personally. I'd sell him now.
I want to talk about that now as well in the future. Big up to all of you guys locked in, guys. We got 1.3k people watching us. Let's get the likes up. We can't not even be at 500 likes yet. Big up to Cristobal, Abu, Iqbal, Nila, Muhammad, and Letty for following. I said everyone who follows me on Insta will get a shout out on the stream. The link is in the pinned comment. Go follow me, hit the like button on this video, subscribe, and remember all the links are in the description. All the channels you get me are in the description. So go.
Did we lose Tom by accident, or did he have to go?
No, he has Wi-Fi issues. He's restarting right now, so he's restarting his stream. So anyway, Iraola probably going to be announced tomorrow, and you know the whole situation with Diomande that we spoke about at the start. Drifty, actually, I haven't worked with you since the Iraola news, so tell me your thoughts.
I'm getting more and more used to the idea, of course, as time goes on.
Because you were against him, I remember.
No, you know what? I've never been against him. I just didn't think he was good enough to be the Liverpool manager, and I still stand by that until he proved me wrong. But I'm not against him. I'm gonna back him. I like the football he plays. Here's the problem I had with him, and I know a lot of people will say, look, when you've got a situation like, for example, the first time Mourinho won something, or the first time Klopp won something, how did they know he was a winner before? And that's true. When Dortmund first brought him in, even though they knew he was great for Mainz, he hadn't won anything. So they didn't know for a definitive he was going to be able to do what he actually went on and done. When Porto hired Mourinho, they didn't know definitively he was going to go on to be that great. But they saw something and they took a chance. So I would like to hope that that is what will happen with Iraola. We've just seen what the potential is, and he will achieve that potential with Liverpool. But it is a risk. It is a risk because at the same time, with all due respect, Porto and Dortmund aren't of the same level as what Liverpool are in terms of expectancy and
Can I give you a similar level step up?
Klopp wasn't bought in to win the Bundesliga. Let's just get that one straight. Klopp was bought in to make Dortmund competitive, but not like to win the Bundesliga in a monopolized league by Bayern Munich with Pep Guardiola. Klopp was him winning the Bundesliga was a complete mind fuck for everyone. It was like Leverkusen going and winning. Then he won it again. Then he won it again, by the way, back to back. So it's like that wasn't supposed to happen. The Mourinho at Porto one, I can't remember that far back if Benfica was the best team in the league that time or if it was Sporting.
It was both of them. They're always kind of like going back and forward, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how much Porto was in that. I know Porto was one of the biggest, obviously in like the big four almost, as you could say. But yeah, I don't know, but with the Dortmund one, I don't think people can use the argument against you.
Can I give you guys the similar level step up with the same exact win percentage? Luis Enrique's win percentage at Celta Vigo was 37%, and he went to Barcelona and won the treble the year after, literally.
No, of course, one of the examples, but also if we talk in the Premier League, there's more examples of managers taking a step up and completely falling apart. The managers taking a step up in the Premier League and being successful. If anything, no one takes the step up in the Premier League and makes a difference. The only one is actually Mauricio Pochettino going to Spurs from Southampton. If you look at Graham Potter, Graham Potter is an example. If you look at Thomas Frank, do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Iraola is the same as them, but these are examples of managers of certain teams, of mid-table teams going to traditional top 6 teams.
But do you guys believe in Iraola's style, though?
Yes, I love his style. I think his style is
that's the key difference with everyone you mentioned, the style.
Yeah, that's what I feel like is. David Moyes is another one as well. Yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of talk around his style and how it's so similar to Liverpool's, but I still think this is more of a risk than a calculated appointment. I still think that he has to earn my respect, even though for me, he's got my complete backing for the whole. He has my backing. Like I'm excited. I'm already in love with the style. I can't wait to see what he's going to do to the players. I can't wait to see the preseason. I'm in a very positive space with the manager, but I'm with Drifty on this one. I'm not waving. I'm not waving the. It's not a diss thing straight away for me.
Is it a Maraca?
Maraca, you know the thing I'm talking about. Yeah. Like I'm not running that right now. I have to, because remember, as much as the style fits like a glove, it still has to translate. It still has to translate. And Bournemouth are one of the smallest teams in the Premier League. No disrespect. he's done a job of making Bournemouth what they are now. Bournemouth are one of the smallest teams in the Premier League. Bournemouth to Liverpool is one of the biggest jumps you can think of on paper. Yes, it doesn't seem like a big jump this season because they were like right on us last year. But traditionally, it's a massive, massive jump. My preference is always to get one of those managers who have had a job in between. So, for example, I don't want to use Alonso as an example because I didn't want Alonso. But Alonso went from Real Madrid, didn't work out. Real Madrid has gone to Chelsea. He's had the experience with big egos. Whether it worked out, different thing. But he's been around a big boy environment to take that experience into Chelsea. I feel like if Iraola went to Milan for a couple of years, then comes to Liverpool, or he goes to a Dortmund and then comes to Liverpool, I'd be even more optimistic than what I am now. But I think it's okay to be balanced and say, this is still quite a risk. This is still a risk, even though the play style was so exciting for us Liverpool fans. I think we are more excited that Slot is gone than us appointing Iraola. I think we're 75% happy for the exit, that we're almost completely okay with whoever's coming in.
So let me ask you something. What's a bigger risk? Man United sticking with Carrick, Man City replacing the greatest Premier League manager of all time with Maresca, or Liverpool taking the chance on Iraola?
I think the biggest risk, I think City's the least risk because the squad doesn't need too much building around unless they lose Rodri and Haaland and Vardio. Then it's a bigger risk.
And Maresca's the most proven out of the three managers.
Yeah, Maresca's the most proven. But you got to remember, 2 seasons ago, Maresca was at Leicester. So like, you can see
he did win 2 trophies with Chelsea, though.
Yeah, he did. A trophy that I feel like you would have won if you was in charge. But the World Cup, fair enough. We'll give that to him. I'd say, I think ours is still the biggest risk, but more so due to the squad. I think with Carrick, Carrick's a big risk, but Carrick has done what most Man United managers haven't done. And he's just simplified the game. He's just simplified
only when he had 1 game a week, though, once. Now he's got to do that 3 games a week.
Carrick is significantly a bigger risk, I'll be honest with you.
I don't think Carrick's as big a risk as everyone
failed at Middlesbrough. That's his CV. He failed at Middlesbrough. End of CV. That's it.
Yeah, but you can't ignore Carrick's win percentage is incredible. And he didn't just win it. He didn't do the Rosenior thing and start off playing like all these crap teams. He literally took Villa, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. Everyone held it. Everyone held it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, beating the big teams in Man United isn't really different from what Oli and Ten Hag have been able to do to stifle big teams.
And you have to keep in mind, next season he'll be a Man United manager under pressure compared to no pressure.
And there's less pressure. But I also feel like with Iraola, he's never managed a Champions League game in his life. He's never won a major trophy. Yes, I know Carrick hasn't won a major trophy, but you know,
or managed the Champions League game.
Or managing the Champions League as well. But I just think that not managing a game in the Champions League and not winning a major trophy and then just being dashed into the Liverpool job.
Do you not think playing in the Champions League helps at all? Like, so when you're a player, knowing how like the ins and outs are and whatever, do you think that helps in any way?
Depends if you played for an English team in the Champions League, but I do think that like I do think experience is always a little bit better. But I think Iraola will have the help of the fans. He'll have because remember, Anfield has been a graveyard for a year now. Let's call it spade a spade. Anfield's been a library. It's been a graveyard for a year. And Iraola, I don't think the pressure should be him transforming Liverpool from the jump. Iraola needs to do the simple things first. Make Anfield a force field. Again, make it a fortress and allow us to, because at the end of the day, even if Iraola isn't doing his job to the fullest degree, the crowd will get us through games. Liverpool losing minimal games at home year in, year out will buy you more than enough points for you to keep your job and will get you a decent run in the Champions League. Which is just automatically off the crowd being mad hostile. Automatically. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be the best manager in the world when the crowd's on. So
he made the vitality a fortress.
Yeah. So that alone, bro, do you know how many points you get in the Premier League just by winning like 70, 80, 90% of your home games? Do you know how many points off the bat that is? You have 18. Usually if you win the league, you won about
if you play, what is it, 19 home games, right? So normally, if you win the Premier League, you probably would have won 17 of your home games, probably.
Yeah. Even if you win 14 home games, or 15 home games, that's 45 points. Easier said than done, but that's 42. That's between 40 and 45 points. Do you know what I'm saying? You go and win 10 away games, you're on 75 points. You're already third. You're already third. Now, granted, obviously, that is what? 24 wins in the Premier League. So a lot easier said than done. Easier said, but there will be draws in there. There will be a battle of draws in there that will make up the points you probably lost if you're taking away 2 or 3 wins, just on a mathematical standpoint. But my point is that even if Iraola just simply makes us almost impenetrable at home again, look what that can do.
Just
especially when the league wide open. Look how
it sounds. We have been dreadful this season.
We've been dreadful at home. We've been dreadful, as well as having a really bad away record.
Anfield is no longer a fortress this season. Like
we've been in free fall and we still finished 5th. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, the way I see it is that because there's so much change in the Premier League, making your home ground a proper fortress puts you in a title race, let alone a top 4 race. Arsenal, I don't want to say they walked the league, but, you know, before they lost to Bournemouth when they should have walked the league, a great home record was the base to that. A great home record. I think their first loss came against Arsenal. I mean, Man United, sorry.
I think what I like, I don't know if you guys have seen that little short interview that's been re-released from an interview earlier on when Semenyo was talking about Iraola on the show that had Jolie and Lescott on it. And the way he was talking about like the training stuff kind of worried me a little bit because I remember that intensity is what used to get our players injured on the clock. But the one thing that I loved about what Semenyo was saying is Iraola doesn't give a damn who the opponent is. Even as a Bournemouth manager, he said, if you do what I'm telling you to do, we win the match. And Semenyo said he couldn't actually believe how much it worked. Because he said at first the players are like, but we're just Bournemouth, gaffer. How are we supposed to play Arsenal and Man United and Man City and just outplay all the... And he was like, if you listen to what I'm saying, it will work. And if you go and look at what happened at the back end of this season, especially, they went to the Emirates and bopped Arsenal off the park. At home to Man City, they destroyed. You would have thought Man City were Bournemouth if you've never watched.
Yeah, Bournemouth should have won that game by 5 goals. Like.
They battered Man City in that game, and that's because he believes in the way he plays so much. He's like, now if you guys just listen to me, we'll win the game. And the proof's in the pudding. They actually do win a lot of the big games. So if he comes to Liverpool, I love the idea of him having better players, and then if he can instill that same black guys. Just listen to me.
I think
we'll be fine.
I think we need to. The only caveat to that is that's why I say even though the style fits Liverpool like a glove, the translation for it to translate is the most important thing. Because just to add a tiny bit of context, Man United and Arsenal were very, very tired. They probably played about 60 games each at that point, and it was right at the end of the season. Man City still had the FA Cup. I think they just won the FA Cup. And Arsenal still had the Champions League to go. Arsenal were tiring. They were hobbling over the line. And so were Man City. Whereas Bournemouth...
I don't even know if Arsenal would have won the league if Man City beat Bournemouth. That Crystal Palace game would have been so different on the final day if they had to win it.
And you have to remember as well that, like, if we're gonna say Man United have 1 game a week, I think Bournemouth also, you have to give just a little bit of context for Bournemouth, obviously having that 1 game a week sort of thing. Was still important because Bournemouth, we give Bournemouth some reins. Don't get me wrong, it's worse than Man United because Man United should never be playing 1 game a week. But yeah, I just think the translate, I just really want it to translate, and I'm happy for it to take time. And I know the board now.
United played 60 games. When?
What? They played 40 games.
38 Prem games, 1 FA Cup game, 1 Carabao Cup game. That's 40 games.
They played 40 games.
What we're doing here?
Unless Mons accidentally said United and meant City when Mons was talking.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm sure I said City.
Yeah, unless someone misspoke.
Yeah, I thought you did, but
even so, yeah. So if I said United, I meant City. But yeah, like United, if I'm saying if people are giving the United the grace because they have 1 game a week, then you know what I mean. So I think, yeah, I feel like if we can just, there's obviously going to be major points that Iraola is going to come in, and he's going. I think the first thing he's going to do is make us compact again. I mean, that's the first thing he's going to come in and do because we are way too open as a team. It doesn't matter who's playing, we're way too open. I think his job's going to be to make us compact again, and I want to see if there's going to be a change in how our poor performers approach this. You know. So everyone hates Gakpo, right? Everyone hates Gakpo, right? Everyone hates Gakpo. Will we see a new Gakpo? Will we see a different Gakpo with a consistent overlap?
Did you see the rumors today, Mons? That Gakpo wants to leave.
He ain't going nowhere.
I don't believe that though.
No, I'm not even saying I believe it, but can you imagine if it was true? Can you imagine if he actually thought because we've got rid of Slot he wants to go? That would be mad.
That would be very.
My dad, so I'm gonna leave. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's like
he gets too much money.
That
at
would
Liverpool
actually
anyway.
be crazy, though, isn't it? That and you're not forgetting, like all jokes aside, if the rumors are true, he's actually looking for a new tenant.
Looking for a new what?
A new tenant.
Tenant.
What does that mean?
Like
he needs someone to live in his house. Remember, wasn't Slot renting off of him?
You know, me and Monts are assholes out of the three of us, but you know, sometimes the joke writes itself. There is no way Gakpo was renting Slot, bro. Sometimes the jokes write itself. Like, obviously, the guys left the club now, but there is no way Gakpo was the one renting Arne Slot a house, bro. That's actually mental. That's actually mental, honestly.
You never know, man. You never know.
Well,
I'm just worried. I'm just worried that things could go wrong, but I'm going to try and stay as positive as I can that things will go right. You know what I mean? And
what worries you? Tell me. What's the thing that's worrying you?
It is literally just the translation from a smaller team to a big team. It's the players giving him all the respect to make sure they listen to everything he says. And it will be him not playing 3 games a week. And now how does he get his coaching across when he doesn't have all week? Because remember at Bournemouth, he has Monday to Friday to get all his... Did you lot see the part where Semenyo said that he will actually train them at the same time the night before the game to get their body clock used to whatever time the game is. And he will make them train the following day straight after the match, win, lose or draw. I'm not going to lie. Iraola might have to realize when you're in Europe, that stuff can't actually happen.
Yeah, you can't.
Like, you can't play every 3 days and train straight after the game. Like, that's crazy.
You end up like Pochettino and Chelsea, bro.
Is that what Poch tried to do?
Not exactly what he tried to do, but the injuries are too much. Too many injuries.
Yeah, that would be mad if he tries to do that.
I do think Iraola needs to adapt a little bit, like play attacking football, but use your brains a little bit here. I always refer to Klopp. Klopp is the most intense manager we've seen in our life. Very intense manager. But in 1819 and 1920, we didn't just run around like headless chickens. We had so many moments where we just kept possession.
Obviously, Buvac leaving was part of that as well.
Yeah, exactly. We kept possession. We played intelligent football. It wasn't like people think Klopp just pressed the whole time. No, bro. Klopp played with his brain cells as well. Like, we had games where we pass left, pass right, keep the ball. We did so much intelligent stuff like this. It wasn't always like just gung-ho football all the time, bro.
Yeah,
he played a 4-2-3-1 in 1819. And if people remember, Klopp's original formation isn't 4-3-3. It's actually 4-2-3-1. He played Götze in that 10 at Dortmund. 4-3-3 was the formation he moved to, even though in 1819 was actually statistically our best season, despite not winning the league.
Well, the biggest switch in tactics I've ever seen in my life, which is just on a sensational level, was when he didn't get Fekir and he said, I tell you what I'm going to do then. I'm actually going to use my fullbacks as the creative players in the team, and just caught the whole league off guard. Nobody was ready for Robbo and Trent. Nobody.
Yeah. I feel like Coutinho being in all-timer form helped a little bit as well. That 6 months of Coutinho.
Yeah. That would have been. Oh man, if we'd have got that for 2 or 3 years, months. Oh my days.
Yeah, because that, and the worst thing is, like, he didn't even want to play football for us, and that's what he was doing. He didn't even want to play. Like, he didn't really. He did the fine. It was that type of Fine. Let me take a free kick against Leicester on my first game back. Whip bins. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we actually doing? Like,
I look back and I think, even though at the time I did appreciate it, even with the hindsight, I'm like, we had our own Neymar. We actually had our own version of Neymar when we had that peak Coutinho. Like, it was a joke. It was actually a joke.
When he had those red boots, when we gave him the armband for 6 months, we gave him the armband and he had those red boots. I can't lie, yeah. In terms of like a technician, there wasn't, I don't know if I've seen much better. Like, he left the league in January and still had some of the best stats in 17-18. He left the league in January.
Could we say it was probably Hazard the only player that was on his level at that time?
No, Payet as well. We're not going. Yeah, Payet was right there. Payet was right there. Sanchez.
I wouldn't say Payet was. He was balling out. He was balling out.
I mean, drifty. Yeah, Payet was.
I wouldn't quite say Payet was Hazard Coutinho level, but he was absolutely balling out. I agree.
I think he was right there. I think Payet was right there. Like
that season, Payet was on time.
But if anything, Payet was actually more like Neymar. If you looked at the way he said, Coutinho, I think was like Isco and Verratti in one. Like the way I used to see Coutinho used to do things all in one motion, and the ball just stuck to his foot. You know what I'm saying? Just stuck to his foot all in one motion. If anything, David Silva, that's probably a better comparison because remember Coutinho played 8. Mad random just forget this guy didn't just play cam because we didn't have a cam. We didn't play a cam. He played 8 and he played left wing. Our front line was Coutinho, Firmino, and Salah when Mane wasn't playing. Coutinho would play left wing sometimes. He just played left wing. Like.
Well, remember before we bought Mo, it was Mane, Firmino, and Coutinho.
And that was not And that was nasty because Sturridge would play sometimes. It was nasty. Nasty.
I just wish he'd realized his career could go in the wrong direction and just stayed.
No, Klopp told him they would have had a statue of you if you stay, bro. They'll put us. Stay here.
That period of 4 months before he left was the best football I've ever seen at Liverpool in my life.
Ever.
I've never seen better football than that ever.
The Fab Four. Remember, we used to call them the Fab Four. It was unbelievable.
Bro.
These man was doing so much. And the worst thing is,
didn't we beat Hull City like 5-1 at home or something? And I think it was the Hull defender that came out and said we couldn't breathe in the game because it was so offensive. Like, bro, I remember that period of 4 months for me. It was Coutinho was on some next level shit in the Champions League. He was on some next level shit like in the Prem. Salah, Mane, Firmino all together with Coutinho. It was some next level shit, bro.
Firmino was starting to become the player.
Coutinho would have kept that level as well had he stayed at Liverpool. He made a dumbass decision, I'll be honest with you, because he went at the time. The rules was if you played UCL for a club, you couldn't play for the other club in the same season at the time, even if you left in January. So he couldn't even play Champions League football for Barca. He literally couldn't even play Champions League for them. So he just sat at home and watched, basically.
And by the way, when people say like the notion of Coutinho failing at Barcelona in his first season from the off, he didn't. He replicated everything he did at Liverpool. And in his first 6 months at Barcelona was just as cracked as it. He was doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just after that it went to shit. It went out.
It'll always be a little bit of a mystery what happened to him in that second season. I mean, he was still playing, but it was just a bit weird why it just fell apart a bit.
Like, and you got to remember as well, like Coutinho didn't even want to play, bro. Do you know how cracked you need to be at football to not be in the mood and look like that in your last 6 months at the club? Didn't even want to play.
Although there probably was still a part of him once that knew he had to continue to make Arsenal want him. Do you get what I mean? So like he had to still keep some level.
He stopped celebrating. Look at every goal he scored. He didn't even celebrate. He done the jogging thing. All right, guys, when's January coming? Like, he was on that thing. Remember how Coutinho used to celebrate for Liverpool all the way up until 2017? He used to do the, like he used to do the, he used to celebrate like a madman. Look at Coutinho's celebrations. He used to do the knee slides, the fist pump. Brother, when he was bagging, remember that goal was at Swansea where the ball's behind him and he just rapped. It's his last game for Liverpool. We just wrapped it bins. He just jogged like armbands, red boots, just jogged on a brother. Can I go now? Like, you know, imagine how much you need to be.
Yeah.
Oh my days. I used to just watch comps of Coutinho in that last 6 months. I know every goal he scored, every goal and every assist.
I still watch back the goal in the season before he left, opening day of the season away at the Emirates. I still watch that free kick and think, how did you even put that top bins past Czech? Like, what even made you believe it was possible to put top bins like that against Czech? Like, from what, 35 yards? Bro, that free kick was out of this world.
And you got to remember, his long shots were crap 2 years before that. Like, he was
practicing for sure. Yeah.
Like, his long shots were just shit. And then one day,
do you know what I think he was, Mons? I actually think he was just a lot younger and his body wasn't probably able to create the power to do it. And then as he was getting older, he just got stronger. And then, because remember, it takes a lot of power to hit it from 30 yards.
Yeah, he does the power. He does
and even before then, when he combined with Suarez and stuff, he still looked good.
Oh, yeah, no, he was unreal. Yeah. Like, even there's one assist he does for Sturridge against Newcastle, where Sturridge chips the keeper.
I know. As soon as he said it, I knew it. Yeah, I knew.
Yeah,
that was an amazing finish by Sturridge as well.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
The chip was disgusting, but he Trivella half volleyed it just over the defender's head, and it just gave Sturridge all the time he wanted to do whatever finish he wanted. Like that, like he would do. Like some of Coutinho, like Coutinho's passing was. Brother, there wasn't. I'm telling you. Oh my god! And
I don't even think he used to run. I think he used to glide.
It was a glide. It was a glide.
Yeah. It wasn't even running. It was just.
You know when I knew? Yeah. You know when I said Coutinho is better than Eriksen and Ozil, and I meant that with all my heart when he chipped the hair at his front post.
That's one of the best goals I've ever seen.
When he chipped the hair at us, when he did the and then chipped the hair at his front post, I said. Yeah, he's an alien.
You know the greatest goal that never was? Yeah. Do you remember when he sent Bella into the shop and only a world-class save from Czech stopped it going
when he hit the post, when he made it?
Yeah. But if that goal had gone in, I think that would have been my favorite Liverpool goal of all time. If that had gone in, that would have been crazy. That Bellerin must have broke his back. I swear he must have broken his back.
The best goal he's ever scored, bro, I can't lie, was the Southampton goal. Set up by Lazar Markovic of all people. Southampton, it slaps the crossbar down and up. Do you not know what I'm talking about? Black with the red sash. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I was at a job interview that day. I didn't get the job. I screamed in the waiting room. Screamed.
For me, his most important goal was the one against City when we won 3-2.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and that was
the first time ever in my life I believed we were gonna win the league ever, and then I regretted it 2 games later.
The crazy thing is that like his catalog of goals for Liverpool were just insane. Opening day against Stoke, for example, for just no reason, he just thought, I'm gonna be the guy today, and I'm gonna be the guy from now on. Even in that 17-18 season. Do you remember one day he decided to stop going for the far corner and he finessed it near post against Newcastle when we were losing or draw 1-0 down, I think. If you remember,
you probably have to show me it again.
I don't remember that.
I'm gonna send it to you in a second. Newcastle, he just usually, you know how his finesses always go far corner, top bins. He just reversed it. He reversed it top bins and just jogged away. Because he didn't
remember the under the wall free kick. That was the cheekiest thing I've ever seen. Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think Coutinho leaving Liverpool might be one of the worst things that happened in terms of
even the Everton one. When the Everton one when he started.
The Everton one, that was disgusting. That was disgusting.
Pink and white boots, Coutinho.
Yeah. What could have been if he'd have stayed, man?
When he handed in the transfer request, I was at work. I remember exactly where I was. I was at work.
That was yeah.
And I actually dropped to my knees. Like I nearly just like I was mid shift. Like I'm working. I was a coach. I was coaching the kids. Like mid coach. Like I just checked my phone and I just sunk to the.
But I remember where I was driving, and because I used to do deliveries in construction, and I remember I pulled over at the petrol station, checked my phone, and I remember I just sat there, and I remember I had my boss with me that day, and he was like, "What's wrong?" And I actually lied to him. I was like, "I just got some bad news." Like, is that what? I was like, "Nah, like no one died or anything, but I just got some bad news." And he was like, "Oh," and he gave me a second. He gave me like 10 minutes. He didn't know. I was just in mourning. I was just like, what? Coutinho's lit? Nah, you know, like I couldn't control myself for a second. I was like, because back then, remember, we hadn't achieved anything yet. So feeling like we're losing something that could get us there felt like the worst thing that could ever happen. It was like, we're almost there and now you're taking it away. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yeah, we couldn't even get it. Couldn't even like,
specifically with club because we thought we were building towards something as well.
Yeah,
man,
that
was a very bad feeling.
Man.
But anyway, he regretted it, and we went on to win the Prem and the Champs. So yeah,
I've sent you.
Let me ask you both a question now, since we're talking about moving forward and all this. Which current players are gonna be the biggest beneficiaries from Iraola being the manager? And which current players are going to be in the biggest trouble now that Iraola is manager?
I think
the quote-unquote lazier players will be the ones most in trouble. They'll really have to buck up their ideas. So, Isak, I know you cost 125, bro, but
I get the Sturridge treatment from
God, I remember this goal now.
You see it now. Yeah, now I'm gonna see it. Like, this is just rude. It's rude.
Look at John Joe Shelby as well. He was fully cooked. Fully cooked.
That
By the way, big up to Kim, Eric, and LFC Youth Highlights for following me on Instagram.
The people thought he was going the other way as well.
Yeah. That's why I said he just now you see what I mean. Like,
that was crazy. That was
one occasion just decided to go for the other side. He's like, you know what?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, near post from there is disrespectful.
That's very rude. That's a rude.
It's actually disrespectful.
Yeah, there's just too much power in his shots. I would have loved to see a world of Coutinho, Thiago, and Firmino. Anyway, that's another.
Oof! Stop it.
Bro,
anyway, back to our world. Iraola, players in trouble, players in who will benefit.
I think McAllister and Isak and Gakpo are the three that stand out to me immediately.
You think Isak is in trouble?
Not in terms of not playing. But Isak's body, will his body be able to handle this intensity? We already know his body is very fragile. He scored a wonderful goal for Sweden. You know what I'm saying?
Who will benefit? Tell me, so I know how the way you are operating.
In terms of who's going to benefit, I think Ekatike. Well, depending on how he comes back in terms of his Achilles. So that one's multiple dependent. But just play style wise, I think Ekatike. I don't think this will happen. But if you see what he did with Krupi's a striker, but he plays Krupi as a shadow striker behind the striker and allows him to veer left and right and make runs beyond. That is Ekatike as well. Ekatike, I guess people want to say he's a 9, but he's never in the box and he loves to get involved. And I feel like Ekatike as a shadow striker could work. I don't think he's going to do it, but I think it's very similar to how he used Krupi. How we use Krupi is Ekatike's style of play down to a T. I mean, Ekatike will do very well under the manager. I don't think we're gonna keep Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott would have really enjoyed this style of play. I think Frimpong and Kirkes should, on paper, have a drastic improvement. Kirkes for obvious reasons. Frimpong because if you look at the video where where the manager's talking about how the flanks are used, he was like, I want my fullback going all the way around. And I just had a smile on my face because I saw about 6 overlaps last season alone. I saw about a combination of 6 overlaps last season. And
I'm gonna throw a grenade at you, Mons.
Go on.
I'm gonna get up for this. I actually think Isak will be a beneficiary of Iraola, because Iraola gave Evanilson, Solanke, and all these strikers their best seasons ever. I think Kirkes will be a beneficiary, and Frimpong, both fullbacks.
They're hard workers, though, Hassam. Especially Evanilson. He's a very hard worker. Do you get what I mean?
Fairs, but I think the ones that are in trouble are Wirtz.
I disagree.
You think Wirtz is in trouble?
Wirtz,
McAllister, and
Gravenberch. What people think. Wirtz actually get stuck in.
By the way, I think Gakpo can do the Iraola thing without trouble. Me and you both don't rate Gakpo, but can he run around and get in dangerous positions? Yeah, he can. I don't think he has any issue with that.
The thing is with Gakpo is that like you take away the overlap from Gakpo. Now, yes, Gakpo didn't use his overlap much anyways.
Yeah.
But if you take away his overlap, it means when you double up on Gakpo, he's very easy to defend against. When you give him the overlap again, he has the extra space to be the ball striker that everyone else says he is. I've had someone at Liverpool tell me the best ball striker at Liverpool isn't Szoboszlai.
Well, prior to this season, I believe Gakpo was in the
Szoboszlai is one of the beneficiaries, by the way, of the Iraola system as well.
I think Szoboszlai is the best ball. I think Szoboszlai is the best dead ball striker in the team. Dead ball striker, and he still has a very good strike in play. But you know, a lot of the word around the gaffers that Gakpo is still one of the best ball strikers in the team. It's very hard to say that after this season, and I feel like you have to earn that title back. But I think you also have to get the best out of players, even if they're not that good or even if they're very predictable. Coaching is about bringing the best out of your players as well as setting up your team. And having Kerkez, and with Kerkez, I don't know if people remember Kerkez's assist to Curtis Jones. Oh, nasty. That cross to Curtis Jones, I don't know, was it again in the Champions League? Kerkez is an exceptional crosser of the ball that we bet. Like, it's pissing me off that an exceptional crosser of the ball is being asked to invert. It's actually getting me mad. Just thinking about it. It's actually getting me mad. But
Kerkez being an underlapping fullback is the dumbest.
I don't know if I was exceptional once. He's good. I don't know. Like Robbo was exceptional.
Oh yeah, maybe exceptional is too high. But Kerkez showed that he had a serious whipser, a serious whippage. Serious whippage on some of them
for sure. Yeah.
Some of the crosses were exceptional. Yeah. And I just feel like we took that away from him completely. And he actually had to sit there and think. Kerkez isn't a thinker. He's not a thinker.
Wow.
I'm sorry, he's not a thinker. He's not.
Here you go. Months again crashing on Kerkez.
He's never needed to be a thinker, though. You're getting the same would happen to Truffet. If he did that, if you asked Truffet to invert, the same thing's gonna happen to him. Same thing will happen. It's like asking Anthony Robertson to invert. He'll get nausea. You'll get nausea. As soon as he drifts into that,
because I've seen what you've said about
You'll get nosebleed.
It's because I've seen what you've said about Kerkez on the Monday night show. So
he'll get a nosebleed. Listen. What I said was what I said. But
what was it?
You know what you said as well.
What, is it a Hungarian thing, Monts? Is that what it is?
No.
I've heard some of the things you said about Sobo, Bob, so I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't even the Sobo thing. The Kerkez thing was just, I can't lie. Just know they upped the dosage and he's fine now. That's what I was saying about Kerkez.
Let me explain to you my Wirtz take. The reason why I think Wirtz is in trouble is the Iraola style would benefit a lot more from someone like a Szoboszlai being in the 10 than someone like Wirtz being in the 10.
I think Tavernier and Sobbins, it would be like you might use Tobo like how Iraola used Tavernier, because Tavernier was everywhere. And Tavernier Tavernier's a good striker of the ball as well. Good box crasher, good striker of the ball. Obviously nowhere near Szoboszlai, but do you know what I'm saying? I just think that
how does Wirtz fit into the Iraola style though? How?
Wirtz fits in because of, well, you look at the way Kluivert was used.
Oh, you're saying like shadow striker, like Rupi role.
I mean, even though I prefer Ekatike to be in that role,
he won't be here until February.
Anyway. Gone for a year, bro. So
yeah, so I see Wirtz as, for me, and this is a really unpopular opinion that people don't like. Wirtz is the German version. Like, he's more of a Pedri style player than he is a marauding Bruno Fernandes, KDB, goal slapper, game changer, assist grabber, goal scorer. He is Pedri, bro. He's Pedri, he's Vitinha, he's Verratti. Maybe Verratti's a bit different because he's DM, but he's Pedri, Vitinha, Neves. He's one of these type of players. That's what he is.
Don't you think you're going way too deep on the pitch though? Because Wirtz is significantly better than them in the final third. Like,
nope, he's not.
Really?
Wirtz is not better than Vitinha in the final third, and he's not better than Pedri in the final third. But
I actually think he is better than Vitinha in the final third. Definitely.
He's not. Wirtz, he's one of those players where it's elegance over everything. He's not a crasher. He's elegance over everything.
But he's a better dribbler than everyone you mentioned outside Pedri, probably.
Yes, he is a better. I don't know about Vitinha.
He is a better dribbler than Vitinha.
He's more
Stop
graceful. He's more graceful than
Stop it.
Vitinha. Vitinha's
He's a
an
better
insane
take
dribbler, you
on.
know.
He's a
Mons,
better take
Vitinha
on
is not a final third player, bro.
Yes,
He isn't a final third
I watch
player.
Vitinha. I watch Vitinha nearly not on a weekly basis, but I watch Vitinha a lot. And I look at what Vitinha does. My only thing is with Vitinha, he doesn't need to play as far forward. And he still plays. Vitinha can do everything. He play in the 10, he play in the 6, he play in the 8. With Wirtz, when I say he's the same mode of player as these guys, if Wirtz doesn't want you to get the ball, you will never get the ball. He's that good. He's one of those guys where don't actually bother pressing him. He can progress the ball. He can do everything. But there's a reason why Wirtz had to drop deep and get the ball, because no one was getting the ball to him on the half turn. You need a platform to be able to be the 10 that Wirtz can be. However, for me, I just think because the Premier League is what it is, and Wirtz is going to need more time to bulk up, and I still think he gets around more than people make it out. I think Wirtz doesn't get bullied as much as people say. Wirtz isn't pissed off if he doesn't get GA. People need to understand this. He's not Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes doesn't get a goal or assist. He's pissed, bro. He's pissed. Wirtz is not enough of a narcissist to be the 10 that we want him to be. Wirtz is Pedri. He's a Pedri-style player. The problem is that we've bought him to be Bruno Fernandes, to be KDB, to be Coutinho. He's not to be Ozil. He's not that. That's not to say he can't pass the ball. He's an exceptional passer, right foot, left foot. He's an exceptional dribbler. His IQ is 10 out of 10. He's all of these things. But he's more like he's graceful. If he doesn't get an assist, he's not hot. He's not hot. Look how many assists he's been denied this season. He's not hot if he doesn't get assists. He's graceful.
No, I agree he's not as bothered, but I don't think stylistically he's more like a Vitinha. I do think he is more of a... It's because Pedri plays like different types of roles at different times as well. It's a weird one. I don't know. Like, I would probably more... Like, if you really ask me stylistically what I think he's like, it sounds crazy, but I feel like he dribbles and he runs like Coutinho. He doesn't have the shot and all that like Coutinho, but when because he glides. Wirtz, you get what I mean? Like, Wirtz glides with the ball. He gets past people with just one little move of the ball and a body feint. It's not flair and all that. It's just a little body feint. Just move the ball 2 inches so the player, you know what I mean? Like, he's very graceful and he glides across the pitch. So he kind of reminds me a little bit more of that type of player. He ain't got the finish in that.
But he's not as. But again, the difference is where Coutinho and Wirtz differ is that Coutinho is more agile. He's more skillful. And Coutinho, again, he's more of a game changer. Like, Coutinho's a game changer.
He's an X Factor player,
Yeah, like Wirtz isn't an X Factor player. He has it in him, but he's generally his go-to is to be graceful and to link up. He's more reliant on what's around him than doing it himself.
Yeah. I get it.
And players like that are not game changers. They can be game changers, but it's not in them to be a game changer.
Well,
I'm not saying that can never be a game changer. I just feel like it depends what's around him. I don't think Slot gave him the platform around him to be a game changer, and I'd love for him to prove me wrong. But from just every time I watch him, I'm looking at him and going, "This is an 8 playing in the 10." It's how I feel, and maybe that's because he's had to drop so deep to get the ball, and no one passes to Wirtz. Like when Wirtz comes and drops deep, he gives the ball to the front players the way he would want the ball to be given to him. But no one gives the ball to Wirtz the way he need, like, fast. Like, he doesn't, like, you see the way Bruno receives the ball in the half turn from Kobe and from Casemiro. Wirtz has to go to the touchline to get that. Wirtz never gets the ball right in that 10 position where he needs it. Is that Wirtz's fault? No.
But I think that was a lot to do with the tactics, man, and the way we were set up.
And he needs more runners, yes. But we saw Coutinho play with Gerrard and them, man. We saw Coutinho play with Mane and them, man. We saw Coutinho play with Sturridge and them, man. In the middle section, the 16, 17, 15, 16 stage. We've seen him play in all of those metrics. And in all of those, the constant with Coutinho was that, again, like you said, Drifty, it was more X Factor. it was more X factor because nothing changed in his style through those years, apart from his increased ability to score goals.
Well, he was just impeccable at taking.
Okay, guys,
people
look,
on.
before we unpack this, I just want to see where you guys are at, okay? So for me, I'm gonna give my beneficiary 3, and 3 will struggle. And I want people in the chat as well to give me the same answer because Drifty hasn't answered yet. So it means my beneficiary 3 are Kerkez, Frimpong, and Isak. My 3 that will struggle / I have a question over is Gravenberch, McAllister, and Verts. What's yours? Just so we can ask Drifty as well.
Drifty's on mine.
No, yours first, and then we.
Oh yeah, beneficiaries: Frimpong, Kerkez, and I think I said Ekatike. Did I say that?
Ekatike. Okay, and the 3 that will struggle or you have a question over.
Yeah, Isak, McAllister,
and Gakpo. You said.
Nah, surprisingly not. Surprisingly not. That would struggle.
You know what I mean when I say struggle? Like maybe have time.
Take him a bit longer to adapt. Yeah, take him a bit longer to adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isak, McAllister. I think Gakpo probably would be the next on that list. I'd say yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably put Gakpo in there.
What's yours, Drifty? Same question.
Rio, actually. Sorry, I changed it. Rio.
Struggle.
Yeah, he's not a presser. He doesn't press.
Okay. Drifty, same question.
I think the beneficiaries will be Kerkez is obvious. I actually disagree with you, bro. I think Verts will benefit. I think Iraola will find a way to actually get what he needs out of him. And I think Jones will benefit from playing under Iraola if he stays.
True. If he stays, yeah.
If he stays. The ones who will suffer, I definitely think Isak will suffer at first.
Yeah. We're on the same page in that one, Jeff. We're on the same page. Yeah.
I think it could possibly be Gakpo at the beginning, but then maybe he will adapt. But like at the beginning, because he was used to playing the way Slot did and Slot let him do what he wanted, he might struggle a bit of like this completely new, different way.
But don't you think, I think Gakpo doesn't suffer just because he gets his overlap back. He gets his overlap back.
Well, remember, a whole season of being able to do what you want is remember you said it's easier to get it's harder to get out of bad habits than it is. So like he's in a bad habit now, isn't it? So it's like, how do you get him out of that bad habit? Do you get what I mean? Because he's just been used to just doing this madness for a whole season. So it's like, yeah, Cody, you know you can't do that anymore, bro, right? Like, and remember, it was almost like he was on autopilot every game. That was how much he just did the same thing over and over and over and over again. So I mean, maybe, you know what? Maybe going to play with Holland might reset him, and then he might come back, and it might be all good. I don't know. The third one, I'm trying. Who would be someone else who might struggle? Do you know? I really don't want to keep on attacking him, and I've already apologized because I've said some mean things. I think Frimpong's going to struggle. And the reason I think Frimpong's going to struggle is because I think Frimpong doesn't have the technical ability to play a technical game. So if we start playing a technical game, Frimpong's in trouble.
What was you saying about Frimpong, Drifty?
What were you saying about Frimpong?
I don't want to repeat it. There's no point me apologizing and saying something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now listen, me, I said he's lucky he's black and funny.
Was it that bad? Like,
I said he's lucky he's black and funny. I can't lie.
Oh wow.
That's what I said. I said he's lucky.
No, that's savage, bro.
He's lucky he's man them. He's lucky he's man them and he's funny. Otherwise,
wow. Yeah, I would probably the most respectful thing I think I've said, just to give you I think Frimpong is the type of guy who it kind of makes you believe if you'd have known the right people, you could have made it.
Wow.
Like I know I wasn't great at football, but I look at Frimpong and I think to myself, I was as good as Frimpong.
No, Gypsy's saying no. If I had enough fast twitch, I would have been right. I'd have been living my dream. That's what Gypsy's saying.
And you want to know what, Mons? The crazy thing is, in my pomp, my quickest recorded sprint time was 10.4. So I was probably almost as quick as Frimpong as well. So like, it makes me think
if you went Germany, you would have. All right, let me not.
And that was as a teenager. If I'd have kept developing and got into my 20s, I would have probably like, do you know what I mean? So I'm just looking at, I'm just thinking, and my finishing was good. So I'm like, man, if I'd have just known the right people, maybe I could have made it. And that's rude. That is
That's
extremely
rude.
rude.
Because that man saying, right, if I just went Germany, shit could have been different.
Nah, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always remember when I was like too old to make it. Now I remember thinking I should have went and lived with my gran in America because I would have definitely bossed in America. You know them ones? Like, I would have definitely made it if I'd have gone and lived with my
When you see some of them man kickball, you're going, no, just
do you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, like, I could have, but
crazy.
I apologize because I was rude. I was rude to him. So
let me do these supers before we get out of here. Did Tom forget to pay his Wi-Fi bill? Well, he's been messaging me talking about destroying the router with a baseball bat. So I'm guessing that could be the thing. By the way, just quickly, because I said I'm going to shout out everyone. Big up to King Bear and big up to Kim Drax as well for following me on Insta. The link is in the pinned comment. Go and give me a follow, hit the like button, subscribe. What do you think of rumors Szoboszlai to Arsenal? Mad thing. Who made that rumor?
That's crazy.
I never heard about that rumor. That's what Lippy suggested. Big up Lippy. Get me shout out to Lippy. He used to be on
to come and steal our players.
Yeah, but I don't think that's an actual rumor though, bro. That's not an actual rumor. Yeah. Rumors Gakpo has handed in a transfer request. I'll be honest with you, I don't believe the Dutch source. If it turns out that he has handed in a transfer request, then we've got a big problem on our hands. Because now I have 0 senior wingers in the football club instead of 1. So, yeah, it would be even worse situation for us. So that's my thing. But I don't believe it personally. Mons was right from when he first said it when I worked with him, bro. Like, at the end of the day, he has the biggest job security out of everyone at Liverpool, bro. There's literally no one. Big up to Nate Edwards for following me. And speaking of Nate, big up to Nate who says, hearing Semenyo talk about giving him max freedom fills me with the utmost confidence Wirtz will thrive. I think the 6 is an integral position to fill other than the wings and the 9.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that part as well? Like, he basically said he was doing rainbow flicks and all that kind of stuff when he was in training. And then the gaffer was like, you know, you can do that in a game if you want, right? And he was like, what? And he was like, yeah, if you feel like there's a moment where you should do it, do it. That is definitely giving your players the freedom to express themselves for sure. You know, Slot weren't telling them they could do none of that.
Wow. Once, for fuck's sake. There is no
factual information. Never touch public, but factual information. Factual, I swear to God.
That's mad. That's mad. That's mad.
There is no way, Mons. There's no way.
On my life, bro. I swear to God, bro. I swear to God.
I love Frimpong. Big up Frimpong.
Where?
Hey, big up to D for following me. Big up to you, Nate. And I do agree with you. 6 is definitely an integral position. And I think we will address it this summer. Thoughts on what Romain Molina said regarding the contract talks for Ibu? What did Molina say? I'm going to go check.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Molina.
Well, on Ibu, well, that it was only the bonuses. That's why it fell through. Or are you talking about Ibu being on the same wages as Trent?
Listen, my thoughts on Konate is we should just give him the money. Mons don't even rate Konate, and even his thoughts are we should just give him the money. Sometimes you've got to understand what the market is dictating to you. This is it. Very simple. And we have an extra hole in the team.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, but do you know what it is? I should have known that when Mourinho was about to get appointed or is appointed at Real Madrid, I should have knew he was bringing back the Galacticos. Not the Galacticos, the Galacticos. Because after that stuff that he pulled with Vinny, he was in the minus and he had to make up for it somehow. You know how Uncle Mourinho loves his Africans. So now he's got Dumfries, he's got Konate. Are you man not seeing the pattern? Are you man not seeing it? Mourinho, he's doing the Essien thing and them man there. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, he's getting.
What do you not think of Mourinho being Real Madrid manager. Do you think it'll work, or do you think it's going to be a disaster?
I think it will work. I think it's exactly what they need.
Uncle Mourinho, bro. It's Uncle Mourinho. It is what it is, bro.
I think it will work. I think he will.
Every time I felt like it would work, especially when he went to Spurs, it didn't. So I don't know. I don't know.
Did he really not work at Spurs though? He did. I mean,
he's got.
He was
not the way we
I'll
thought.
tell you
He would.
something honestly. I think Mourinho would have won the Carabao Cup at Spurs. Had
Yeah, so do I. I think he. So do I.
You think
he
he
would
would
have
have beat
beaten
Pep
Pep
in
in
that
that
final?
final.
That was peak.
He would have.
Pep, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
He would have beaten.
I think if anyone could have done it, it was Mourinho. But again, he's gonna got. Well, they're gonna get their Dumfries and Konate, and they're looking at. They've made contact with Calafiori's camp, and Vardio. Even though they know Vardio is going to be a difficult one, but
I heard Barca were going to get a Gvardiol. Is it Real Madrid now as well? Yeah.
Yeah, but they know it's going to be difficult. The funny thing is about all of this is that how can the Riquelme come out and say, if I'm elected, Mourinho is not going to be the coach. We're going to get the best, and it's not going to be Mourinho. And he also said Rodri will be a Real Madrid.
Nah, but Munch, you know why, innit? No, but you know why, innit? You know why, whether he's lying or not, he knows that nobody actually wants Mourinho at Real Madrid. So he's trying to play the fan game. Like, he's trying to get everybody.
I know he said that. He's doing we'll go get Pep Guardiola, bro. We'll go get Pep and we'll go get Rodri. We'll go get Rodri. Rodri will come with him as well. You know what I'm saying? How can man just say, can you imagine Rodri just sitting at home or just sitting in the training center and just knowing that the Real Madrid president said that you're going to be a Real Madrid player if he gets elected, and just walking into what?
That is crazy. I agree with you.
You know what's crazy? Yeah, that guy has been in charge for so long. I'm starting to feel that he's on some like Escobar, like how has he remained the president for so long? Real talk, man's never lost an election, you know.
To be fair, he has delivered. To be fair for them, so
isn't it? Even though, like, I think
they've been crap for 2 years though.
And in La Liga, Barcelona are the guys. Like, Ronaldo only won 2 La Ligas. Like, if I told you Ronaldo won the same amount of leagues in Spain as Salah and Van Dijk, you'd go, sorry, come again. Come again. If I told you Ronaldo won more leagues,
Atletico won 2 in that time as well, didn't they?
If I told you Ronaldo won more leagues for Man United than he did for Real Madrid, what would you say? You'd go, sorry, what?
And then the crazy thing is, didn't he win 4 Champions Leagues?
Yeah, he won 4 champions. Yeah, he won 4 champions. He won more Champions Leagues than he did leagues. Like, I'm telling you, in the 20th century, the league is Barca's thing. Domestically, it's Barca's world, and Real Madrid just living it. The other way around, it's in the
Barcelona haven't won a Champions League in 11 years since Enrique. Literally, since Enrique made the step up from Celta Vigo to Barcelona.
Messi still got 3 or 4 Champions Leagues, which is crazy.
He has.
Yeah,
he has. Barca haven't won it since he's left. Anyway, look, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Big up to all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Big 6 events is in the description. Drifty TV and Kopish is in the description. We got 1.2k people locked in. Make sure guys are liking and subscribing on your way out as well. Let me see if there's anyone else. Big up to Nate and D for the follows on the Insta as well. Make sure you guys check it out. The link is in the pinned comment. I'm gonna actually send you guys to Dio. Dio is live right now. Go over there, show him some love, show him some support as well. He's an up-and-coming Arsenal YouTuber, so go over there and show Dio some love. Love you all. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace out, Habibis.